I made it. I made it. And it's mildly cooled down. Good evening, everybody. I hope I've got a few of you joining me, and I hope you've got nice long cool drinks beside you. I have to say that was one thing I completely forgot to bring down with me, but never mind. I'm here, I'm with you, and oh, why will that not open up? Oh dear, something's not quite right there. Good evening. Oh, I've got some people joining. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. Well, Vivian, oh my word, goodness me. So this, let's just get that up. Okay, right, I can see there. Whew, yes, apologies. Do you know, I'm in red, yes, I know. This is nice and cool and thin. So evening, Linda. I was out earlier. This is behind me is pure south facing. So come, good evening, Anne from Germany, lovely to have you here. Yeah, it's pure south facing from the back of me. So come lunchtime, the back of this cabin just gets pelted with heat. And then it comes round the side of me here where all the windows are. And so good evening. I can see so many lovely joiners. Thank you, thank you. And so, of course, I had to nip out just after lunch. And when I came back in here, it was like, whoa, open all doors and windows, which is what I did. And I even brought a fan in here and had a fan going. And it started at something like 20 degrees, 30 degrees, and it went up to something like 32.8. Oh, that screen has locked up. It is now a relatively comfortable, hot, but relatively comfortable. Is that saying 28.8? Look at that. I don't know if you can see it. That's probably backwards for you, but evening, but yet 28.8. I mean, it's really, very, very hot in here, but cooler in comparison to what it was earlier. So I need to say, I actually washed my hair, so it's still mildly damp, just in order to try and cool me down, because it was roasting, absolutely roasting, toasting. But I'm here. But yeah, 28.8 in here. Somebody asked me about my inks and things. I don't really have a problem with them, in the sense that because it's only kind of half the day that I get the heat, and then it starts to come down, and also not all year round, I've never really had a problem. And I have small heaters in here. I have one in here and one in my store cupboard. Aircon in the craft room. Do you know, Linda, I am seriously now. I have looked at one of these heaters that doesn't blow. Mind you, I had the fan on here earlier and I couldn't feel it. Bertie was like, well, what do you mean it's making no impact? It's like, I actually can't feel it. I can tell it's moving the air, but I can't feel it. Good evening, Carol. And yeah, I'm thinking of getting one of the ones that doesn't blow air, but it just is nice and cooling, because boy, do I need it in here. But for the winter months, I have two what I call trickle heaters that tick over in the middle of the night. And then I also have another heater here that, should I need to take the edge off of it, I can pop that on. Do you know, it's quite funny because I've got my computer screen in front of me here, and looks like it's way behind. So I don't know if that's the case for you, or whether you're I know there's always a little bit of a delay, but I don't know if you're sort of semi up to speed with me or not. Let's just bring that up and see if it's any better. Aircon in your garden room, quote other. Suggested that it was out buying one of those Dyson. Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking about. One of these Dyson ones, but they're not cheap. But honestly, in here when it gets hot, and it's going to be hotter tomorrow, so we're lucky that it's, to say, Facebook Live tonight, not tomorrow. Oh, I'm having real problems with that actually playing. But I think I'm properly live. You're communicating with me. So I think we're all right. So what have I got for you this evening? Well, to be fair, I haven't really planned an awful lot. Good evening, Joy. Lovely to have you here. I haven't really planned an awful lot, but I have seen, I've had quite a busy day today doing some projects. I have seen that a good few of you saw something I put out on my my blog and Facebook earlier, and you were asking for instructions. So I thought I'll show you how to make that. And then I will also show you a card. I've just had a new stamp set, well, new bundle arrive today that I'm literally, it's hot off the press. The little treat box. Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do, Jeanette. I've got a stamp set bundle here that has literally hot out the box, and I really want to have a little bit of a play with it. So let's turn you around. Oh, dear me. So here we go. So this, let's just pull that out. Hi, Debbie. Lovely to have you here. I'm slowly melting in here, but I'm doing all right. So what have I got for you? These are what I put out earlier on my blog, of which some people were asking where this came from. And if you went into the blog post, you would have seen that this was from the Celebrate Sunflowers bundle. It's just the dies actually that I've used for here, and it was just scraps of watercolour paper that I just coloured up in the two colours and then just die cut it to add to here, so it kind of mimics what perhaps lavender might look like. And then this ribbon is just snipped off the edge of the Purple Posy linen from last year, and I just think it was cute, very sweet little box. But I had quite a few of you ask about how to make that, so I'm going to show you what I did for that. And then this arrived today, hot off the press. Yeah, fab. I'm loving it. So I need to have a little bit of a play with this. So I thought maybe. Oh, good morning, Marge. Lovely to have you here. I hope you've got a coffee to wake you up. So let's have a little play. I'll make this first, and I might pop something from this on top of it to just be something a bit different. I want to say I'm almost not completely... I was so busy trying to get this room cooler that I've not really prepped an awful lot. I've cut a few bits of paper. I've cut a few cocktails. So we can all have cocktails tonight, because I thought, I don't know about you, it is so warm. I just thought maybe a nice cool cocktail. So I've prepped these up for something that I've got an idea that I want to show you. So let's have a play. So I've got measurements written down here, but I'll talk you through. So I'm going to use one of these. I might use this one actually, that's got the real two-tone. Do you know, Joanna, I was really not sure. I was like, oh, no, I can do without that. I can do without it. I'd probably want the dies for the words, but I can do without the rest of it. Oh, do you know... The more I've seen with it, the more I love it, the more I had to have it. And it arrived today. So it was a must. So I'm going to bring in my Simply Scored board. You don't often see me do 3D items, but little cute thing that I had for a hop today. So here we go. So I'm going to use designer series paper. When I score on my designer series, I like to use the bigger end of my stylus, because then it's a little bit more gentler on your cardstock. You don't want to go too heavy, or you're just going to cut right through it. So let's have a look. So I want to do, so the measurement of this entire piece of cardstock or patterned paper is 6 inches by 4.5 inches. Apologies if you're not an inches person. I'll see if I can convert it for you. But yeah, 6 inches by 4.5 inches. So along that 4.5 inch side, I am going to score at 1/2 inch, 1 1/4, 3 1/4, and 4. God, this does seem funny doing a 3D project for you. I'm very much an inches girl, Louise. I blame my mum for that. She was a dressmaker by trade and always was in inches, even when I was growing up through the metric world. And inches has stuck with me ever since. So if anyone wants to blame, complain to my mum. So now along the 6 inch side, I'm going to go in at... not sure how that's come up. Don't like cats. I'm not sure quite what that's referring to, but I'll see later. So 2 inches, 2 3/4 inches, 4 3/4, and 5.5. Now, leaving it there, you need to add little measurements in here. So I'm just going to go halfway along this little square here. I don't know. So can you see, like there would be a little square. Halfway along is where I want to do a little measurement down. So that's a 2 3/8, just down to the first score line, and 5 1/8. So it's in those little squares, you see, you go down to the first score line. And you still don't want metric, Mum. No, me neither. Now, I'm just going to flip that, and I'm going to do the same on those 2 measurements then, 5 1/8. Okay, so do you see that? It's just to the first score line. Okay, so let's just move that scoreboard out the way a minute. And then I want my trusted ruler, because what I want to do now is now this time I might well use my slightly smaller end, mainly because on the scoreboard you've got the grooves, so you've got the temptation of going down and into, whereas right now I'm not going to have that, so I should be okay there. So I'm going to go from, let me just see if I can pull that down so you can see it. Hopefully you can see these score lines here. So I'm going to go from the bottom of this down in a V like that. Let me do one and then I'll lift it up so that you can see it. Now I have cut 2 of these, so if you kind of got to the end and you're like, can you go? I know you can rewind, but if you really did want me to go back through it, I could do. So do you see what I mean? And where I did that little line down, I'm going to do the same on each of these. Payday tomorrow, and then you're still, oh, that could be a tricky one, that. So again, on the other side, you're going to repeat that. I have to say, yeah, there is a temptation sometimes to go and jump in really quickly, when actually sometimes you just need that little moment to just be a bit reserved, and then you see some sets that you think, do you know, how did I overlook that? Okay, so there is that. You see, there's that side and that side. So let me just lift you up a tiny bit so I don't knock you. So now you're going to do some snipping. And what I want to do is, I'm going to keep, actually let me kind of draw where I'm taking out. So I'm going to take that out. And is that right? Yeah, that and that. Yoo-hoo, Audrey, how are you? Are you well? Are you melting just like me? It's I bet by the end of this, because I've closed a few doors now because there was some noise outside, I'm probably going to have a lovely, lovely shine to my face. So now what I'm going to do, so I've got these little edges. This is the only piece I'm keeping here. So I'm going to snip into there and snip that out. Snip into there. Yeah, it is. It's very warm in here now. Again, but it doesn't help that I've had to close the doors because of lots of people are in their gardens, which is lovely. I'm not expecting anybody to be inside, but obviously it impacts in here when I'm doing a live. So there's that, and there's that. Now then, what I like to do is just angle those little tabs a tiny bit. No, I didn't make this myself. This came from somebody out in Germany who I wish I could find the name of. I found it a very long time ago and stumbled across the template. So if I can find them again, I will put this out. But it's a cute little thing. It was much, much bigger than this, what she had done. So I just downsized it. So there's that. And I'm going to fold on each of the score lines. Yeah, I've been doing quite a big clear out, so I've been finding lots of different templates that I've saved over the years and foolishly, perhaps in the past, didn't write down who they were, or just measurements that you're like, what does this make? Let's have a look. So here we go. You are very welcome, Ginger. Very welcome. So there you go. Do you see how that's now? Yeah. So let's put some tape down here. Oh. Yeah, what's it saying now? I've closed. Yeah, see, now I've closed the doors. It's saying 29.2. Do you like this? This was when Bertie was a baby that you used to put in the bath to check. So I keep it in here now permanently just to give me an idea of what the temperature is. You know that feeling too? Is that the keeping hold of things and then thinking, what does that make? And then I just kind of get the card stock and then, well, let's just see what score marks these come up with. So I can pull that round and line that up to there. Now, I know the colours aren't the same, but I quite like that, the two-tone. You see? Yeah? So then, these little score marks, you can just gently, very gently, kind of fold on them a tiny bit. I put my nail in there to just give that a little... Oh, sorry, I think I've got too close to the camera that you couldn't see it then. There's that. Didn't do that one too well. And there, but it comes together when you then start to do that. Yeah. And then what you can do is you just tuck that piece in. Now, I didn't glue it at all at this point. I just left it, but you could perhaps glue one end if you wanted to. That's one end done. Okay, then pinch again and tuck that piece in. And there you have it. Really cute. Now that one, what's that? In total, 3.5 inches by 2 inches. It's quite sweet, isn't it? Like a little concertina bowl, so cute. I know, it's so sweet. So I made one a while ago that wasn't dissimilar to this, but it was much chunkier, much squarer in its in the body of it, sort of thing, which was cute as well. But so there's that. Are we all happy with that? You can go back and re-watch and get the measurements and what have you. So shall we embellish this a little bit? So cocktails. I'm going to, I love it, thank you for showing me that. Oh, you're very, very welcome. Now, I thought this paper kind of lent itself, and as I say, when I came down here and I was so roasty toasty, let's move my scoreboard out of the way. So it did make me think, whew, could do with a cocktail in here, I think. I always make it look so easy, bless you. Yes, fruit salad, that's exactly what I think. And that's how you fold the top of your cereal packets. I saw somebody do a post about that the other day. I've pulled out these colours today. Magenta Madness, Mango Melody, Daffodil Delight and Granny Apple Green. I thought they looked scrummy together. So what are we going to do? So this fab set needs some ink on it. So I am hoping, as I say, I just die cut. I literally stamped these. That's how the image comes out. And I literally just stamped a whole load in black and just die cut them. Because the dies, where is it? The die literally cuts the whole shape. Okay. So I just thought if I die cut a whole load of those, I'll spare you seeing me have to do quite so many. You'll see why in a minute that I've got so many. I recently made a card for my mum for her birthday, which you will see out there soon. Not quite yet a while, but I'm going to show you what the technique that I did. Now, it's nothing new. It's something I've seen others do and I've wanted to have a go at myself. So let's just, so Mango Melody, and I'm going to ink up fully with Mango Melody, and then I'm going to bring in Magenta Madness, which I actually quite like. I'm not mad on pink, as I've said before, but I do quite like this one. So I'm going to ink up half and half, and I'm hoping, I know this is going to keep getting stuck to the block, but, and I'm probably not going to line it up. I know that's what I thought, Julie. Mango Melody, love it. Do you? Thank you, thank you. So I'm going to have quite a few of these to do in a minute, but I've still got these out because I literally inked up one to just choose my colours, and that's as far as I've got. But I thought they were nice, vibrant colours. We will go, I did this a minute ago in Daffodil Delight, and I felt like, oh no, I think it needs to be Mango Melody. You've just ordered this bundle today, did you, Nicola? Good girl, good girl. I don't think you'll be disappointed. And then, I feel like I'm going to be in and out of those inks. I'm going to leave them undone there a minute. Granny Apple Green. Do love a green. And do you know the heat in here is making my nose run. Whew. And let's do the little umbrella. Oh, yeah, there's our next door neighbours have got two boys and they're out there playing cricket. So if I had the windows or the doors open right now, you'd be hearing crack on the wood, and not on the wood of the house, on the wood of the cricket bat and what have you. So I just felt like maybe. So look at those colours. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, what can we do here? I haven't really thought about this. But, yeah, I might have to do a tiny bit of die cutting, but I will try and do, I say I didn't quite get, what sentiments have we got here? Bum, 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 bum. You make everything better. Oh, that's funny. Because awesome kind of day, cocktail kind of day, maybe that. Just open them, don't worry about you. I might have to, because I am starting to seriously melt here. Just like cocktail, no. How about just, that sounds a good one. All right, where's that? Catch her on replay. Not a problem, my lovely. You take good care of yourself. Right, let's see what we can come up with this. Let's get that out. Yeah, I might open the door just next to me. Let some air in here. Okay. Custom sentiment using part of the words. Exactly. You can do Oh, I've got just a tiny breeze coming through there now, which is nice. Okay, I think, oh, you and Grace, lovely. A girls' evening in tonight then. That's lovely. Bless your hearts. I've seen you've been gallivanting out and about, which is nice together. Now, what did I say that says? It's like, I quite like is like, just because it's like, yum. Why does some sentiment, you don't have to have sentiments that make sense, do you, sometimes? They can just be fun. So let's do, oh, I've got a nice cool breeze around my legs now. That's nice, actually. That is nice. Okay. Oh, that's not done very well. Let's see how that heats up. I know, yay, Linda, honestly. It is so... Oh, it's not inked up very well. It's not inked up the best, but you get the gist. Let's just move that out the way. And I think, I know that's what they're saying, isn't it, Linda? Imagine if I was doing this tomorrow night. Oh my goodness, I really think I would have then had to have cancelled. Actually, do you know what? I'm just going to do, oh yeah, I would have then had to have cancelled. You're off to Germany. Oh, wow. Mind you, I bet it's probably going to be just as hot there. I didn't prime it first. What? Ah, yeah. You're right. It's a new stamp set. You're absolutely right. Clever girl. Clever. Okay, what shall I do here? Oh, I tell you what, I'll show you. So, have you seen this gorgeous glimmer paper? Now, there's another thing I looked at and I thought, oh, come on, when will I use that? When will I use that? That's when I'll use that. Look at that. I mean, it's a cocktail in the making. What's that mean? Priming it. You do, you can either do kind of like a rubber on it. So what happens often is when you get stamp sets, they come out the factory. They've quite often got kind of, you can just clean them. They've quite often got a bit of residue left on them, which then means that your ink doesn't always cling to it very well. So sometimes you can just take a rubber and just rub across it if you want to. I don't often prime because I don't often have a problem. Some people just quite simply do it on Versamark a little bit more and stamp, and then you're more likely to get a better image. Let's try. Might also be because it is just so hot. Yeah, that's a little bit better. It is very hot though, so it's possibly the Versamark might be drying before I even get much of a chance to even put the powder onto it. You see, that one wasn't primed and it's a bit speckled, so that one's a little bit better. But yeah, you can do that. So let's see about using this one. And it's my long scissors. Oh, that's not very straight. sparkly cocktails, yes. We all need a sparkly cocktail. And then sometimes you just want a shape behind. So since I've got it in the kit, I'm going to use that. Now it doesn't necessarily have to be a full circle. This is for the cookies that are in it. What a laugh you have. I've had so many people say that to me. Now, if I just want to add a spotlight, I can just do that. See, you're not even seeing that that's under there. That's now just looking like a circle. So there you go. There's that. What a laugh I have. Bless your heart. Yes, I've always been told that people can tell it's me when they either see me from the back and they see my mad hair, or they hear me laugh. One or the other. As long as it doesn't mean they run a mile, I don't mind. There's that. I mean, how quick and simple is that? Looks like a moon. Yes, it does look like a moon. So there is... There we go. Really quick and simple embellishment on that. Really quick and simple. Now I was going to consider using that, but I think it's too much for there. But we'll use that in a minute. We will see what we can come up with. So, what have I got for you now? Let me leave that there for you to see. You like that? Cutesy, cutesy. So, some people have already done, I think it was last year, there was quite a phase of people using press and seal. Glade press and seal. I got this through Amazon, if I'm not mistaken. And it's like a floating image. And it's something that I recently did on my mum's birthday card, and my mum kind of said to me, how on earth did you do that? And I thought, well, actually, that's quite a fun one to show you how to do. So forgive me if you've seen others do this, but I'm going to do it with a whole load of cocktails. So there's going to be a little bit of repetition here because I've got a lot of drinks glasses. Yes, it is for making the floating cards. So let's put that there a minute, and we will we'll ink these. So basically what you're doing is you want to create a whole load of die cut images. They don't have to be the same like this. I just happened to have done it because I thought it might be fun to see a fun card with lots of cocktails on it, really, and nice and bright and cheerful. I did one for my mum that was, I'm not lining these up particularly well, but then I'm not fully over it, and it probably would have been easier to do it before die cutting, but never mind. You get the gist. There you go. Went everywhere for looking for... It was last year then, wasn't it, Vivian? I thought it was, and I never got... Funny enough, I bought the press and seal, and I never got round to giving the technique a try until Mum's birthday card, which I did with flowers. So for those that might just be joining, I'm using Mango Melody and the new Magenta Madness. Oh no, that would have been fun actually. For the cards, the cocktails that I'm going to be turning on their sides, I probably should have put the drink kind of as if it's slushing one way in the glass. Yes, I think you can. I feel pretty sure you can. I say I'm certain I bought mine on Amazon. If you're in America, I think you can kind of fairly easily get it in shops. And Australia, I think, is possibly the same. Now, I could have changed up all these colours and done all the cocktails a different colour. But I thought, since I've got so many to do, I'll spare you that. We will just do a card with them all the same. Lakeland had it, but they were stopping selling it. Oh, I haven't used an awful lot of mine. I've literally done one card with it, so I've got plenty left here. I've got one more drinks glass to fill. These look great, don't they? I like this. It's fun. A fun card. So that's that. Let's just close the Magenta Madness up. Now let's do a whole load of these. So cute. You know, I'm taking Bertie to have his haircut, first haircut since we think middle of February. He's gonna look such a different boy tomorrow. He looks like the Hair Bear Bunch. I keep ribbing him and calling him Bernadette instead of Bertie at the moment, which is probably very mean of me, but it's a little private little giggle that we have between us. Well, not so private now. There we go. Lots of drinks here. Gosh, you'd have one hangover if you had all of those. Yes, bless his heart, he is going to look quite different tomorrow. Just wipe my nose because it's still hot. But okay, let's do all these little umbrellas. Cute. I might even do some pink ones, some green ones and some pink ones, just to be the only thing that differs here. Isn't this cute? Good few cocktails. And maybe, yeah, I'll do those one. Oh no, I quite like them with the green though. Maybe it needs a blue. Can't hear any... Oh, you can't? Oh, well, that's probably a good thing then, because they are out there. Costa Cabana or... Oh, good. I mean, they're not noisy, but they are... Yeah, we'll use that one. Costa Cabana. I know, I like that, Vivian, that you can just... It's, yeah, fill them up. And it's, yeah, cute. I love this. Oh my goodness, I'm going to have so much fun with this set. I love it, love it, love it. I don't think I'll have time. I don't think I will be able to cope that much longer. All tropical sounding. Yes, they are actually, aren't they? I don't think I'd be able to survive that much more, but I'm thinking of making Graham a coffee. He knows how much I love my coffee. And I was thinking of doing, like I'm going to do tonight, but with the cookies and the coffee. And then, if I'm not mistaken, I think this one says something like, I love you more than coffee and cookies. Right, okay. That is my stamping done. So I've just thrown in there Costa Cabana with those others. In fact, I haven't used the daffodil at the moment. So what am I going to do? Just close that up. I have bought in, right, so I have got here a matting layer. I've got a card base here. I have cut a piece of this, just pull you up a tiny bit so you can see a bit more. I've cut a piece of this paper again. It's not to the same measurement as this, just that I'm going to probably put off a kilter. And then I have a piece of white cardstock that is just cut as a regular matting layer. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to alternate, these I want to just, now I've only done this the once before, so I'm hoping I'm going to remember here. But it was a really fun technique. So hopefully if you have made it, you'll know what I'm talking about, and if not, you'll follow along and you will grasp what I'm on about. I do that way. So I'm just absolutely smothering this page with whatever image. This might be flowers, as it was with my mum's card. Oh, look, one space. Okay, so in which case, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do that. I will put that there. And I will put, or I will put that there, and I will put that there. Okay, are you with me? So that is just a piece of regular cardstock that's a matting layer. All the die cut images just laid over it. So now what I want to do is get my press and seal. And this is kind of like a food wrap, that it kind of clings to itself. So let's just pull a piece off. So it is kind of sticky. And I'm going to pop that down until it attaches to everything. Oh, try and get it to stick to some of that back piece as well, so that I can lift it all up. Okay, you see? Now what I can do is trim off some of the excess, or trim off all the excess. I loved this technique when I saw it. A few were doing it last year. I know Emma Goddard did one. Kylie Bertucci did one. I think Bruno did one. Oh, quite a few. I've seen many, and I never got round to giving it a go myself. So, oh, it's quite icky sticky here, and let's put that down there, out the way. So just getting rid of excess. Okay, it really wants to stick to my scissors. There were some fabulous ones, weren't there, Vivian? Really fabulous. And that was what inspired me to get it. And then I just never got round to actually having a go until recently, and now tonight. So there is that. Now what I want to do now, how fun is that? Very tropical. So what I'm going to do now is I want to die cut a shape. So I'm going to pull out my trusted these are so well loved stitched shapes, and I'm going to just see which side, which way I want. No, I do like that way better. So we will. You forgot all about it till you saw the box. Yeah. It's only because I've been doing a bit of a tidy up in the summer house here that I came across my box of it, and thought I really should get round to having a play with that one day. And here I am. So let's just bring this in and pop that. Right, where's my cutting plate? So I'm just die cutting this now. Oops, that's just jumped. That's, oh, still wants to jump. There we go. Okay. Here we are. So now the beauty of this, has that gone right through? Not quite. Okay, it's probably because I'm not stood putting my weight over it as much. Let me just run it through. I think that looks better. So now I can, no, I think it's only in one spot. Just there. That's not quite. That's all right. We will disguise that. So, exactly that, Louise. You get 2 for the price of 1. So you can then do, let me just put that back in there. You exactly get 2 for the price of 1. 2 cards. So you can now use one image where you put maybe a sentiment in the middle here, and you get one that you can use and put a sentiment over it. That's the one I'm going to use tonight. I will still create with this one, but I'm going to do this one first. So I wanted another white base this size. So let me just 3 3/4, 5 1/4. Okay, just a sec. Okay, so here is this. I'll do that. And that, I might even trim that down a bit more actually. And then we will see the magic. Let's just take that down a bit smaller. Get rid of those bits. And here we go. How's that? Yes, that's a better size. Okay, so now I've got to try and get in under here. Somewhere I will be able to. What sizes are popular? I don't really have a popular size that I go for. I always go down in size by about 1/4 of an inch, sometimes 2/8 of an inch, if it depends on the border I want. But I just quite simply start at the size of the card and just keep going down bit by bit by bit. That is it. But I don't tend to stick to same sizes. So I've just peeled that off. This, you could argue, was just a carrier. It helped it go through and be die cut. So now what I want to do, I'm going to, I don't want that to be too straight. So you now need a whole load of, to make them float, you now need to put a whole load of these on all the images, the various images you've got. It's so fun, this. I love this technique. Oops. That one, oops. Sticking to me. There and there. Now you might sometimes have a struggle with these little tiny side ones. Occasionally they can be quite tricky. Lots of dimensionals used here, but well worth it. How am I doing? I think, let's just lift it over. I think I'm getting there. Just put another one in there. Have I done that one? Yes, I'll put a tiny piece there, but I might have to. Oh, have I done that? No. Cut the slither. Where was I putting it there? Okay. Right, so there's that. So now what I want to do is take off all these backings. Love this. Now, obviously, I've done a circle, but you could do all sorts of shapes. Doesn't have to be a circle, could be a rectangle. So a retreat from a lovely... Ah, good old Baz. Oh, she's a sweetie, is our Baz. A real sweetheart. Oh, I can't get that one off. Get rid of there. Pull that one out. Big ones and little ones. Obviously, the bigger the image, the fewer the... And you can use, obviously, bigger dimensionals. Time consuming, but worth it in the end. Absolutely, completely. But it's fun. So I'm going to now put that down there. And this is when you have to sit and pray and hope that this now, be it that it is super icky sticky, is now going to come off without taking half of the images with it. And when there's little skinny bits like that, you've got to be careful, because when you pull on that, it's to the other side. Just see if that can... Oh, I think the video went a bit funny there, but I don't think you missed anything. Do you like that technique, Mum? Something a bit different. I can see you being... you're going to be saying, can you put some of this on my food shop? Isn't that cool? That is just so cool. I love it. I just love the technique. I think it's brilliant. And as I say, that can be any images. Where did I get the press and seal from? I bought this one for a while back, admittedly, from Amazon. I'm pretty certain it was Amazon. But you can get, I've seen other people say they can get it in town, in stores, not necessarily in the UK, I don't know, although somebody on here earlier said that Lakeland offer it in the UK. Now I'm not liking that gap there, so I might have to do something for there. See what I can come up. But yeah, this one, so that one can be, you can do the positive and the negative. So let's say you had a card that was darker, you could do one on there, and you could do one with that one, and fantastic. It's great. Value for money. Two for the price of one, shall we say. So let's have a look. What have I got here? I could put cocktails there, couldn't I? That would cover up that gap that I'm not too struck on. Now, I have no idea if I want to die cut this in black so that it goes with the other, or whether maybe a bit sparkly. I'm not sure whether sparkly is just going to be that little bit too much and fight. And I don't want it to fight. I want it to complement. And also, what I was thinking, did I bring it over? Oh, it really has cooled down in here now. It's so much better. Ha! Love it! Oh, I love this. Sorry, I probably shouldn't say that about my own. Yeah, what's it now? 28.6 degrees in here now. That is so fun. I'm really chuffed with that. Now, these, because they can be quite skinny, I sometimes like to double or treble them up so that they have a bit of rigidity to it, so to speak. And I think I am going to stick with the black, because I think the black is really going to make it pop, shall we say. Not fizzy pop, we're on cocktails. Oh, I'm going to have so much fun with this set. I really am. Love it. And as I say, only arrived today. So this really is hot off the press. Now, what did I do with... Yes, I did bring it over. Yeah, I don't know that I've got enough there, but let's have a look. So, yeah, I like to stack these because it makes them a little bit more... They stand out a little bit more proud, so to speak. It is striking, isn't it, Mum? And I think the black helps it to be that little bit more. So I'm going to use my silicone mat. Just lift you up. I always keep a quarter of a sponge here that I use for this purpose. Sometimes I do this on scrap paper and other times not. But you could use our new sheets of adhesive. Really makes me smile. It does me too. It's just, yeah, fun, cheerful. I think even if you're teetotal and you're not a drinker, I think it's just cheerful. Because, hey, they could be non-alcoholic cocktails. Line those up. It doesn't want to line up so well. You see, it just makes it sit that little bit more proud. It's so much easier than layering up. It is, but when you just like become a bit of a creature of habit and you just do it that way because you always have. That's me. That's me. I really should though, because you're absolutely right. It would make it a whole lot easier. But I'm going to do it with this and just layer that onto there. Oh, it's gone quiet out there now. And there we go. Love it. Love, 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 love. And then I'm tempted... Oh, yeah, mocktails. Nothing wrong with a mocktail, I'd say. Let's do a bit that end and a bit in the middle. And there. In fact, I'm going to curve that a little bit, I think. So that it just looks... Let's get that out the way before I get stuck on everything. Oh, that's fun. Love it. And then we'll do a bit of that. Love, love, love. And then I might even add... Yeah. So, let's get this committed to. Harvester done a lovely one with cranberry juice and orange. Oh, now I used to drink that a lot actually when I used to go to America. Cranberry juice and orange, very refreshing. Do that. I know some of my ladies who are very OCD find doing off a kilter a little bit odd, and they struggle with that. And I might do... No, I'm going to do that flat, because otherwise you're going to go into double dimension, and that means extra postage. Which, hey, I don't begrudge spending it on people, but it's good to... Isn't that fun? There's that. And then, do I want a bow there or just a... I'm thinking more... You can't offset. I know so many that struggle when I say, and do you struggle with, and just stamp randomly? And it's like randomly, can't do randomly. A madras. Is that what they call it? A madras. Cranberry and orange juice with vodka. Oh, there we go, Madras. I didn't know that. Madras. Very nice and very, except I never had it with vodka. I had it at breakfast. That wouldn't have been good to have had that then, would it? Oh, icky sticky fingers now. Let's just tie that in a knot to get it in place, and then do a bow. Yeah, I used to have that for breakfast. And then when I was on the aircraft and I wanted a refreshing drink, I used to have orange juice and lemon, bitter lemon, St. Clement's. That's another really refreshing drink. You like balance? Yeah, I do. I know so many people that they struggle, and if it's too random, they struggle with that. And off at a kilter, they struggle with that. That's nice, we're all different though. If we're all the same, it would be quite boring, wouldn't it? That doesn't want to sit quite how I want it to. But it doesn't help that my fingers are all icky sticky now. I love it. I'm really chuffed with that. It's just fun. As someone else said, it just makes me smile. So, how am I feeling about doing another one? What's the time? 9:30. I might just leave it there for tonight, in the sense that it is quite warm in here, but I will create something else with this one. That's on there. Create something else with that one and see if I can come up with another one. A madras, as it resembles madras play. Ah, yes. I do like a good madras. Yeah, there you go. I'm going to do something with that at some point. I might layer it on there, and I did bring a second card base. I think it might be a little too time consuming to go on and do another one, because you saw how long it takes to do all of the dimensionals on the back. But at least you've got the know-how to make that little treat box, which you can embellish in all sorts of ways. And this, I will finish it off with something across the middle there and get that one out there. I'll put it out with that one so you can see what I've come up with. But there you go. That is my little box that I showed you, and that gorgeous stamp set. You love this bundle. Yeah, oh, not a problem at all. I'm so pleased you like. Do you know, Vivian, I so nearly did. Night, Mum, I'll speak to you tomorrow. I so nearly did a Halloween. I nearly did this with a star on it and the new, I can't think what it's called, Fairy Flight of Fancy. I nearly used that set this evening, and I nearly used this one on here. And then suddenly I remembered that this had come in today, and it was like, oh, no, I must use this. So I'm really pleased I did. It was fun, it was cheerful, it was bright and colourful. And I will see, I might just use this with this one. So watch this space. I will come up with something, and I'll have it photographed and out there, possibly even tomorrow for you, so you can enjoy that over the weekend. Makes you want the bundle more, bless you. I really like the colours, actually. I'm chuffed with those. Now, I've no idea how shiny I now look in the heat here, but yeah, look at that. Whew, hair's gone flat again, but now, hey, who cares? Who cares? So, well, where are we now? What are we next week? God, I can't believe it's August next week. So next week, what have I got for you next week? I don't know what I'll be doing for you on Thursday. I will be around. And then, of course, at the tail end of next week, next Saturday, I cannot believe it, I will be teaming up with the lovely Tanya Reese again, and we are doing our online mini launch for the autumn-winter mini catalogue. So the lovely new catalogue, it's on its way, and we are going to be sharing lots of lovely creations with you throughout the course of the day. I think the day starts around about, off the top of my head this is, around about 7 in the morning, and we'll finish around about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And throughout that period of time, there'll be 2 make and takes, videos for make and takes with PDFs. There's also going to be 4 Facebook Lives, 2 from myself, 2 from Tanya, demonstrating some of the products from the new catalogue. And just lots of fun throughout the day. Much shorter than the last one we did. The last one we did was literally 24 hours long. Pleasure. Oh yeah, Bertie's new hairdo, yeah. They all look very different. Yeah, that was a whole day, but then that was for the big annual catalogue. So the annual catalogue will be a full day. The mini catalogues will be half a day. So that's what to expect. So I don't want you to potentially sign up for something thinking that it is much more. This is a much smaller cut down version of it, but hopefully I've got lots of people that have signed up. But if you haven't already, I can pop the link there. You can either sign up. I'm literally going to be getting the make and takes out in the post in the next 2 days. So if you haven't already signed up and you want to take part in the make and takes in the UK, you can still do that. £7 will give you your catalogue, your 2 make and takes, and then access to the event, which will take place, and you can go back any time you want. The ladies that were in the last one can still go back to it now and still watch that one. Or if you're overseas or you don't want to have the make and takes or the catalogue, you can just pay your £5.50 and have access and just come and join in the event, see the make and takes being done, see the Facebook Lives, go back and watch them, get the PDFs, and just have fun. So I'll put the link up again, remind you of where that is. But yeah, that is coming round fast. So I'm going to love and leave you now and enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm so pleased it cooled down a little bit in here, and I did eventually open the door here. I've probably got a few moths coming in now, but never mind. And enjoy the weekend. Stay cool, stay safe, and I will see you next week. Take care. Bye.